Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MTG Traders. My name is Taryn and this is Dimir Drakes. Some rotation-proof decks are better than others, sometimes by a lot, and this Dimir Drake deck is here to claim the top spot, or if not, very close. It uses lots of cycling, discarding, and drawing to get an overwhelming board state or creature massive bombs in the mid to late game. But before I get into the video, hit that like button and subscribe to MTG Traders. It helps me know that you care and keeps these videos rolling. Alright, let's get into it. Starting out at the 2 mana slot for creatures, we've got our late game bomb, Vile Manifestation, a total playset here. This card works as a super cheap win condition for us, for just playing the game. If they do not have a removal spell for Vile Manifestation, then it'll be a hassle to deal with turn over turn. Moving up to 3 mana, we have 4 copies of Champion of Wits. While acting as an early game blocker as well, Champion draws us cards and allows us discard triggers for other creatures in the deck as well as Drake Haven. Champion also comes back in the mid to late game with even more power than before, triggering even more card draw with discard. Champion is a great card. Moving up to the 5 mana, yes, 5 mana, we've got our Bomb Giants. 2 Archfiend of Ifnir and 4 Hollow One are here. Archfiend is a great board wiper for us, as getting cycling while he's in play is quite easy. And Hollow One, more times than not, he's going to cost 3 to 1 mana, instead of 5. But sometimes he's completely free, which is great. Playing a champion makes Hollow One a 1 mana cast, and that's always awesome. Moving on to spells, starting at the 1 mana slot, we have 2 Fatal Push. While this card may seem out of place here, removal is needed in every deck, and Fatal Push is a great way to remove a hard to deal with creature in the early game. I love it. But moving up to the 2 mana slot, we have 4 Censor. This card has the potential to counter something, but more often than not, it's just a card we cycle away. Use it carefully, and only for cycling about 80% of the time. Next in the 3 mana slot, we have 4 Supreme Will and 2 Unburden. Supreme Will helps us cancel spells a bit more reliably than Censor, but it can also help us dig into our deck for answers or cards we need to keep our game plan going. The versatility is high. Unburden is here for either cycling, discarding our own hand, or discarding our opponent's hand. A control deck will hate this card in the mid to late game if they can't counter it, and an aggro deck dislikes it because it usually means they'll be in top deck mode the rest of the match. But our own abilities also benefit from discarding or cycling, so be aware of that too. Again, a card with a lot of options here. Moving up to the 4 mana slot, we have 4 Hieroglyphic Illumination and 2 Commit to Memory. Illumination is strictly a cycling card for us 90% of the time, and that's just fine. However, in the mid to late game, we can actually use this card to draw 2 cards, which is swell. Commit to Memory is here to make sure we can counter a bomb play, or also shuffle our library back into our deck if need be. Milling yourself with cycling cards can be a headache, but starting over with 7 cards in hand and a full stack of mana is very useful. Do not underestimate refilling your hand. The last 4 cards in the deck, Drake Haven. While we're cycling cards and discarding cards, creating 2/2 flying drakes is the perfect thing to do. This is our second win condition besides Vile Manifestation. Unless they have board wipe spells, they'll have a hard time dealing with the turn over turn mounting board. Drake Haven is amazing. So moving on to the land base, it's a fairly simple deal. We've got 2 Desert of the Mindful, 4 Fetid Pools, 1 Scavenger Ground, 8 Island, and 9 Swamp. Our spells in the main board are largely blue, but our sideboard has a ton of black removal. Again, the mana base is pretty even, and 6 lands also have cycling just in case we need it too. But let's say we got pulverized in game 1, what can we do in game 2? Let's go over that sideboard. We've got 2 Harsh Scrutiny for creature removal in the early game, 2 Liliana's Defeat to deal with Lily, or a black creature, 2 Essence Scatter for an aggressive matchup, 2 Lay Bare the Heart to get rid of removal cards or control cards out of our opponent's hand, 2 Negate to combat control, 1 Bantu's Last Reckoning just in case our opponent goes wider than we do, 1 Dispossess to deal with Gear Hulks, 1 Lost Legacy to deal with the Second Sons, and Yahini's Expertise just in case we need wider removal. And that is the full 75. On MTG Traders, the deck is coming to a shockingly low 33 tickets for me. Wow, didn't I realize this was so cheap? That's awesome. This deck is a ton of fun, but let me know what you think. Love it? Hate it? Have tweaks for it? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there interacting as much as I can. Like the video if you liked it, and of course subscribe for more content like this every weekday. I'll see you folks in the next video.